up, y'all? Happy Thursday. It's your girl, UC Kayla. We're here this Thursday to talk about the Oval on BET. Disclaimer, guys, this video is full of spoilers. I'm talking about it's going to be spoilers all up and through. So if you're here and you want to give the Oval a chance and you don't like spoilers or you haven't caught up on the Oval, you don't want to hear the spoilers, thank you for joining me today. But now is the time for you to exit the video because it's going to be spoilers and you're going to have to join me for something else. All right, if you're still here, I'm assuming you want the spoilers, guys. Before we get into it, though, if this is your first time here, welcome to UC Kayla TV. And to all my subscribers and my UC Kayla TV family, welcome back, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you have not. Like, comment, and share. Let me know in the comments if you like the content, guys. So let's get into it. What do I think about the Oval on BET? So I'm going to just go ahead and review the whole show for you guys because I binged it. I had never watched The Oval at all. I don't know what rock I was under, but yeah. So I'm going to start off with the characters. We'll go over the overall plot. I'll give you my spiel on the show, and then I'll rate the seasons in the order that I believe the show should be in. Also, if you didn't catch my last video, this is in lieu of my retro review. So if you're waiting on that, that's not going up this Thursday. I just didn't have time to do both. All right, guys. So the main characters that are still relevant, like when season 4 picks up, of course, we have Hunter, Victoria. Jason and Gail are honorable mentions, although Jason is now dead and Gail has disappeared off the show. We have Richard, Nancy, Barry, Sharon, Kareem, and Dale. We have Sam and Priscilla. We have Lily, Donald, Kyle, Bobby, and Max. And then we have Eli, the vice president, and Simone. So there were plenty of other characters on this show. I guess we'll mention Ruth. I mean, she has her own spinoff, Ruthless. But yeah, Ruth started on the Oval and now she has her own thing. FYI, I'm not watching Ruthless. The cult thing is not my thing. I'm not interested. Thank you guys, though, for all your suggestions on Twitter and stuff like that, but I'm not watching Ruthless. That's it. And some of the clips that I've seen and some of the things that I've heard people say, I'm not into it. Jason freaked me out enough on this show. I'm not going over to Ruthless. All right, so the plot, the show starts with Hunter being inaugurated into the presidency, of course, with Victoria and their 2 children by his side. Then things begin to unravel rapidly. Hunter and Victoria hate each other. They assault each other constantly, whether it be literally physically, verbally, emotionally. Hunter's inability to go a day without having an affair and Victoria's evil and devious ways keep them in bad situations that they're constantly having to either fix or cover up. And I say fix because it's never really fixed. Their children, Gail and Jason, are both deeply disturbed, especially Jason. And that's why Gail was sent away and she's disappeared off the show, and Jason was killed off at the end of season 3. Next, we have the White House staff. We have senior staff members Richard and Priscilla. Nancy is Richard's spouse, and they have a son named Barry. And Barry has an on and off again girlfriend, Sharon. And Sharon has a on and off again ex named Kareem, in addition to Barry. And they have a coworker named Dale. So that's how those people tie in. And Priscilla is a senior staff member who is married to Sam, who is also a senior Secret Service member. Finally, we have our chief of White House staff, which is Donald. Donald is married to Lily, but he's cheating on Lily with the Secret Service agent named Kyle. But Lily is not that. Well, I mean, she was pressed at first, but she's cheating on Donald with Bobby. Bobby is a former White House staff member, but now he's a staff member again with Kyle with Max, because they're now the Secret Service agents to the president, the vice president. And the vice president's name is Eli, and he's married to his wife, Simone. And Eli and Simone are on a mission to take Hunter and Victoria down and get them out of their presidential term because they are corrupt. And they are. So, yeah, I know that was a lot if you've never watched the show, but I'm going to tell you, it's a lot that goes on the Oval. So, let's get into my opinion of the show. I like the show. I feel like Tyler Perry does a better job on the Oval than some of his other shows of keeping the storyline moving and cycling out unnecessary characters. And he doesn't overuse similar outcomes in the show as of yet. I do feel like that the show could possibly move like on the Scandal level if Tyler Perry had a writer's room, because he has a thing with his dialogue where they overly do the "Are you sure? What do you think?" Like they overly ask certain questions and the dialogue gets kind of stale. And honestly, that's what holds this show back, because the action is there, the storylines are there, the plot lines are there, but it's just the "Are you sure? What do you think? What did you say? Are you sure? Are you sure?" I mean, if I had $1 for every time I heard "Are you sure?" on the Tyler Perry show, I'm gonna need a job. I feel like I was glad to see Jason go. Now, don't get me wrong, I was not glad that Victoria killed Jason. I'm just saying, I was glad to see Jason go. That boy was creepy. He was dangerous. He was a killer. He was a disgusting person. I was glad to see him go. I don't put anything past Victoria or Donald with the fact that they conspired to kill Jason, because they're both evil and willing to do anything to stay in positions of power, and they care more about what people think of them personally than other people. I think that Hunter thinks he's smarter than what he really is, and he's very reckless. I think that Victoria thinks that she's better than, classier than, and more convincing than she really is. I'm glad that Tyler Perry brought out Eli and Simone's character to shake up things a bit. I'm enjoying that direction. I also hope that, y'all know, if y'all see me looking over, I'm looking at my notes. I also hope that Lily can get out of her marriage alive and get that divorce and end up with Bobby. I feel like if Kyle and Donald want to be together so bad, then let her go. Why are you holding this lady hostage just so you can put on airs when the whole White House knows about y'all anyway? I feel like Donald is just two-faced and trifling. I can't believe he turned out this way, because, again, I binged it. So I didn't have that every week rolling out of a new episode. Like, I was just watching a bunch of episodes at once. And in season 1, you wouldn't think that Donald would take the turn that he took. As far as how deeply demented his character is. Because, I mean, he don't even really care about Kyle. Donald don't care about nobody but Donald. And Kyle, baby Kyle can die off the show. For all I care. I mean, male or female, I don't respect homewreckers, so boom, there you have it. I could pimp slap Sam for messing up his marriage with Priscilla for Victoria old trifling behind. And I'm just like, Sam, I mean, cheating is never justified. Don't get me wrong. It's never justified or deserved. And I feel like if Priscilla wants to walk, then she has every right. However, I feel like if Priscilla thinks about it and, just really can get past the hurt and put in some real thought about all the years and all the things that her and Sam have put into this, I think that they could work it out and reconcile. Shoot, if Richard and Nancy can reconcile that hot mess, they can reconcile. But, I mean, she has the right to leave, so we'll see how that turns out. I want them to stay together, but I also understand because, cheating is a deal breaker for a lot of people. And I respect that. I think that I want Priscilla, though, to lay hands on Victoria. And this is the reason why. Victoria fought Denise. And Victoria fought Ellie. And she talked about dragging other heifers that Hunter had affairs with. So why you feel like you get to show up and lay hands on people for screwing with your husband, but you can sleep with somebody else's husband and walk scot-free? I want Tyler Perry in season 4 to allow it to be a blowout showdown with Priscilla dog walking Victoria up and down that White House, because she deserves it. So she need a whooping for the old and the new. And then especially how she's like taunting her with it. Now, you don't feel remorseful about this at all, but I mean, we know Victoria don't care about nothing, Also, I cannot believe, speaking of Richard and Nancy hot mess, that Nancy, not his daddy, woo, child, the ghetto, but anyway, and then she, like, at one point they talked about how Picky stayed with them, so you knew what you did, and then you moved this boy into this man's house, having him thinking that's his nephew. That was his brother. Y'all, I just thought about that. Ah! Oh my God. Picky was Barry and Richard brother, y'all. Like, literally, I'm realizing this as I'm making the video. This is not planned. Nancy, you play too much. You play too much. Yeah, his daddy's son would be his brother. And since it's Nancy's son, Picky was Barry's brother and his uncle. Okay, I'm done with it. I got to move on from that because I would literally be sitting here rolling all day over that. Oh my God. But anyway, I don't really like the fact that Tyler Perry had Nancy kind of like force her way, back onto good terms with Richard. I feel like that was a big bomb. And he deserved a season or two to work through that and process that. And she kind of like forced her way back in. And I understand if you've been married umpteen years, but still you kept the secret umpteen years. You lied for umpteen years. My daddy. I mean, what they do that at? So yeah. But I mean, shoot, Miss Nancy cooked for him. She cooked, she cleaned, she put it down. She pulled out the whipping pill on him and got back in there. So okay, whatever. That's y'all marriage and that's y'all business. Now on to their son Barry. Y'all, unpopular opinion, and I don't know, this might be a popular opinion because I didn't keep up with the Oval on Twitter and stuff and like chats about it because I didn't want to know. But I can't stand Barry. I cannot stand Barry. And the reason why I can't stand Barry is because Barry feel like he a man, but he's very childish. First of all, you still live with mom and daddy. I'm not saying you can't be a man if you still live with mom and daddy, because some people stay with their parents and they save up money so they don't have to rent. They can move out and buy a house, or they're doing this. They have goals they're trying to reach. I'm not saying that's what makes him childish. I'm saying Barry stays with them. He doesn't seem like he have a plan on really anything of his next steps in life. He don't have a real job. He always worried about stuff he shouldn't be worried about. He be in his parents' business. That's how he walked in on them. Like, he is a child who had been let to do too much stuff. So now he's an entitled adult. And Barry gets on my nerves. Sharon gets on my nerves. Sharon's a pretty girl, but she ain't all that for Barry and Kareem to be doing all this. Why y'all fighting each other? Fight her. Now, I'm not saying put your hands on her, but be mad at her. She the one hopping in and out both of y'all beds. They don't see that? Like, this triangle really annoys me because why y'all mad at each other? Like, I don't understand why either one of them is dealing with her at this point, or why she's dealing with either one. If you say Kareem cheated so bad and dogged you out, then why you want him? And if Barry don't treat you so good, why you want him? You staying with him, sleeping with him in his mama house. He has nothing to offer you and he don't treat you good according to you. What are you doing? Like, all three of them get on my nerves. And then Dale got thrown in to be in that triangle, and they just all get on my nerves. They're the most immature group of young adults that I've ever seen. But anyway, that's my spiel on that. My rant is over on that. I'm sorry, y'all. They get on my nerves. All right, so I'm going to rate the seasons. This is UC Kayla's opinion. So in my opinion, because it's been 3 seasons, I'm going to give the top slot to season number 2. Is the top best season in my opinion. Season 2 had that drama, had that action back to back to back. I feel like it was a little bit less stale than the other seasons. Next, I would say season number 1. Season number 1 introduced us into all the storylines. Now, season number 1 started slow, but then it got there. And then season number 1 also had 25 episodes. So he was able to redeem himself a little bit where it was slow, getting the show established and getting started. And then lastly, I would say season number 3. And the reason why I say that is because season number 3 started to get a little stale. The dialogue have always been there. Are you sure? What you doing? Where you going? Please, please. Like, I can't stand how many times they have to say the same thing over and over again. But I will say this, with season number 3, between that and then him dragging out certain parts of the storyline, that's why it's in the bottom slot. I hope when he comes back for season number 4, we'll be done with that and he can pick up that momentum for season number 2. Or I feel like the show is going to start to go downhill a little bit. And I hate to see it because the show has a lot of potential and it has good actors and actresses. So I hope that Tyler Perry doesn't allow that to happen. So anyway, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think of The Oval. Do you watch The Oval? Did you start and stop? Did you never start and you wanted the spoilers and are like, okay, I'm gonna go watch it? Do you watch it faithfully? Do you have any comments on the characters? Y'all talk back to me in these comments. Thank you so much for everybody who viewed the last Sisters video. If you're an Oval on BET fan and a Sisters on BET fan, guys, every Monday, well, this week it was a Tuesday, every week I post a video on Sisters, even though Sisters is on hiatus. So if the Oval brought you here and you also watch Sisters, check out my other videos, guys. I have plenty to offer. Y'all, it's Easter weekend. You will not see my face again until Monday. I'll be back with another Sisters video. I hope everybody has a blessed and safe weekend. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe.